We got some very unsettling news today, guys, and that's the news regarding Kesha's lawsuit with Dr. Luke and Sony. If you're not familiar, over the past couple of years, Kesha's been inactive. Kesha is a pop singer, string of top 10 hits starting in like 2009. She worked pretty much exclusively with Dr. Luke, aka Lucas Gotswald, I believe is his last name. I've got a few other names I'd probably call him, not that one. Anyways, a string of top 10 hits starting with TikTok in like 2009. Huge name, everyone knew for a while. And she's been out of the spotlight, not making music, because she's been involved in a lawsuit since 2014, I believe, whenever it was originally filed. And today, we got some disappointing news, and news that I really hate to see in 2016. The internet is a very powerful thing, and it's something that can bring things to the spotlight and bring something to somebody's attention that we might not have seen before. And we see people rallying together. And I think that it's used for bad a lot of the time and just to really get a point across. And sometimes it's used to bully somebody into doing something. But it's also used for a lot of good. And there were a lot of people rallying behind Kesha, and there still are. Names like Lady Gaga and Halsey. There's people coming behind her to support her after this decision has been made, and that's great. More women need to stand up because it is a very hard time to do so, especially when we see the outcome. Now, I know I'm talking in circles here. Let's talk about the actual outcome of this. A judge ruled today to not allow Kesha out of her lawsuit with Sony, and of course Dr. Luke's exclusive label imprint that he releases through Sony. So she still owes them 3 more albums, and I believe the motion is that she can work with a different producer but still will not be released from her recording contract, and there were no signs of irreparable damage. I'm not exactly sure how you would know that. I'm not exactly sure at all, and that's why I'm so frustrated by this decision. And it was just kind of heartbreaking to see Kesha's reaction. I was kind of following along throughout the day and just seeing Kesha's reaction after she found out that she wouldn't be getting out from under this oppression. It's been ruining her life, no doubt. It's ruining her career as well, and Sony is well aware of that. I don't doubt it whatsoever, and I'm glad that they threw in some clauses in there that basically said, like, they argued it. Kesha and her lawyers were saying, I know you're saying, okay, you don't have to record with Dr. Luke, but you've still got to release your music on Sony. Well, she's saying, well, I probably won't see mainstream success anymore because you're not going to promote my shit. If I don't release it with Dr. Luke, you'll stick me with some other producer. I'll release something and I'll get no promo, no coverage, and it'll go under the radar. And it's absolute bullshit. I think that not only, I know I don't know all the facts, and I know we don't know everything, but 10 years of oppression under somebody else's thumb, being abused, whether it, not entirely be mentally, verbally, physically, whatever, any kind of abuse like that should not be tolerated, and we have to stand up, and we have to continue standing up to these kinds of things, because we don't want to set precedents like this. If we have court cases and they go in favor of like the record label or the producer, and there's a situation like this, what is that going to spell for the next up-and-coming pop star? Or what's that going to mean for the producer that is taking advantage of the person being mentored right now, his student? What's going to happen to that pupil 5 years from now whenever they try to come out of oppression, realize that this isn't right, this isn't happiness, this isn't life? It's just a very scary thought. And I'm scared for Kesha because I do think that this could kind of be a nail in the coffin of her career, so to speak. She's really struggled, to put music out there. I know she's been writing. I've seen a couple of like little brief snippets that she's told things like Rolling Stone and a couple of other magazines, and I can't remember. And it's just like, you follow her on Twitter or on Instagram and you see that she wants to put stuff out there again. My initial reaction is just shock, because I did not think that this is how it would go. at all. It seems like we're doing so much better as a country in taking care of these issues of sexual harassment, etc., etc. We don't stand for this stuff, but maybe there wasn't enough evidence, court cases that go a certain way, but it just seems like they could have worked a little bit more with Kesha instead of just laying down the hammer like that and basically saying, 3 more albums with Sony. It's just not fair. I don't agree with it, and I feel for Kesha. I really do. I've liked her. Mark from Spectrum Pulse and I always talk about like our love for Kesha, and not even in like a guilty pleasure type way. It's just like we enjoy her music, and it's just, I don't know. It's something that I'm missing, and I miss her personality, and I feel like she is slowly having the light inside of her dimmed by the situation and the label and being forced to be somewhere that she doesn't want to be. This could be another 6 years before she gets out of her contract if this truly stands. If there's anybody that you know that hasn't been filled in on this whole situation and you'd like them to see, definitely share this video with them. And I'll plan on seeing you guys very soon right here on Beyond ARTV. I know this isn't my typical video, my typical backdrop. I'm in my bedroom right now, to be honest, but I wanted to make a statement on this situation, and I hope that at least some of you guys agree with what I had to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.